What's going on, family?
Hey.
Y'all see the title. We
Yes.
coming back to talk about some financial tips. We all need them.
Yes.
I have with me my fine friend Sherry Smith. She's we pretty much we had grown up around each other. We really ain't grown up with each other.
Around each other
We
through
grew
church.
up around each other.
Yes.
So we grew up around each other. And recently she's been sharing tidbits on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I've been like, okay, let me write that down. So she is here to share some of those tidbits with y'all. And I'm gonna turn it over.
Well, thank you, Charles. I appreciate it. And he has been. He told me I should get my own YouTube channel, but I've been a little scary on it. So we'll see how that goes in the next couple of weeks. I might venture off into that, but just wanted to share a couple of tips that have really helped me out in terms of, you know, saving. I'm a single mom. I have a single income. I have two beautiful children. Things are not cheap. Things are not free. And I have a little bit of debt. The good thing is I have been trying to be a good financial steward. So I only have one large debt, which is my student loan, which I'm currently looking to try to pay off in the next couple of years because I want to make sure that I save adequately for the kids' college fund. I don't want them to be in the loan debt that I'm in now. So that's my focus. That's my main motivation. And I've been recently participating in a summertime financially fine savings challenge where you are tasked to save 1% of your gross income on a weekly basis. So it's really helped me to stay focused. I try to I've been having these moments of clarity here recently to where I've just been wanting to share the information that I'm finding that's helpful for me because I used to be one of those people that used to think, you know, saving is just not something I can do right now. I don't have a lot of income coming in. I have more going out. So how can I save, but then also how can I pay down debt in an aggressive manner? So I just wanted to share a few tips that have been helpful for me. And hopefully it's helpful to you too as well. The first thing that you have to do in order to save is cut the unnecessary expenses. So what I did is I just made a long list of all my expenses that go out on a monthly basis. Now I'm not talking about rent, mortgage, utilities. Those are necessities. You have to pay them. Let me repeat. I need you to continue to pay your bills
Don't play yourself.
on time. Let's keep that. Let's keep that. But all your unnecessary expenses, so I'm talking about hair appointments, I'm talking about nail appointments, I'm talking about monthly subscriptions, Hulu, Netflix and chill, might have to just go to chilling altogether. Cable, anything that's not a necessity within your basic living, shelter, water, food, the necessities, you have to keep those going. But the unnecessary things, take a look at that list. See what you can cut out. I'm not saying cut out everything because you still have to have a quality of life. But maybe just focus on one or two things that you're going to keep. Maybe you need to keep your hair appointment because you feel like, ladies, you know, you need that to upkeep your image at work. I get that. I'm natural, so I'm able to do my hair on my own. I watch YouTube for plenty of videos to keep me inspired and keep me moving. But keep one or two things. Let's say maybe you go and get your hair done every 2 weeks. Maybe you can stretch it out 3 or 4 weeks. You know, just think about different ways that you can cut out those unnecessary expenses and just kind of keep those small core things just to keep you going and being motivated. Second thing, automate your savings. I repeat, automate your savings. You can do it 2 different ways primarily. You can either do it directly through your job. So usually when you're setting up your direct deposit, you can have a certain percentage, your main percentage going into your checking account that you use for your bills. Then also you can have a small portion go to savings. So what I do is I have 5% of each check go into a savings account. So for a while I was dipping into that, but recently I actually put that debit card and saved it away for myself because when I started thinking about how much I could save with that 5%, if I just left it alone for a year, it would have about $800 in that account.
Well, we don't be thinking like that.
But you don't think like that. You're like, oh, you know, hey, I got a few dollars on here. Let me go ahead. We can splurge today. No. Leave that money alone when you put it in the savings. The other way you can do is you can have 100% of your check go to your checking account with your main banking institution, but then you can set it up to where you can have money withdrawn every time you get paid to go into a savings account as well. So those are the 2 main ways you can do that. That way, if you automate your savings, you're not missing that money. It's not money that you have to discipline yourself to put away automatically every time you get paid. It's going to automatically do it for you, okay? Third thing, cash system. Cash is king. Let me tell you the reason why the cash system is so important, because one, it helps you stay on budget, and when you think about your spending, you're very quick to swipe a credit card, a debit card, but when you see that cash getting low, it really makes you sit back and think, do I really need that today?
Do you really need a $12 shake?
Do you need that $12 shake?
You don't need that.
Oh, you know what? Macy's is having a sale, but how about think about how much money you can save if you don't go to
If you
that
don't go
Macy's
to the
sale.
Macy's sale.
But if you do choose to do that, just make sure you have enough cash in your budget to do and keep that money. So what I do is every time I get paid, I take out enough cash to last me through 2 weeks. I budget in my gas, I budget in groceries, and I budget in miscellaneous things that I think that might happen during the week. Like I said, with kiddos in school, here recently I've been kind of thinking that I need to budget at least $20 to $30 per week, because every time my daughter's school is hitting me up, hey, I don't have glue sticks this week, can you send me some extra glue sticks? My daughter, she's not the best on her clothes, so she'll come home and she'll be like, Mommy, I ripped my belt today. Belt is part of the dress code, she has to have it or she gets in trouble at school. Hi, whoever that was, I've seen you say hi a few times, so I'm so sorry. I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you at all. Hi, how are you? So, like I said, figure out what your budget is. One person that I follow, her name is the Finance Bar, and she really said something that was really pivotal to me. What is your number? Like, what number does it take for you to sustain the living that you want to live, the life that you want to live? Have that number in mind, so when you start thinking about your budget, you know how much you spend, and most of the time we're spending money on food and clothes. Those are the two main things that you usually spend the most money on. So just when you're starting to do your budget, be realistic. You know, don't set yourself up for failure, because usually when you set yourself up for failure, you get discouraged. And when you want to keep yourself encouraged, take the small victories, but then also have a little bit of grace on yourself. You're not perfect. You're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. The difference is that I just keep on going. That's my motto. You just have to keep on going. So I hope those tips were helpful to you. You think anybody has any questions? Or
I have a question.
Okay.
What was, because I feel like everybody has like a moment, this is my moment, I need to do something about this.
Yeah.
What was your moment when you said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and try to save?
You know, my moment, I think, was probably about 2 years ago. I really wanted to save for a house. I really wanted to save for a house. And I thought, hey, I make pretty decent money. But when I started putting out everything, the money that I pay in child care is about the same amount I pay in rent, which is over $1,000 a month.
That's true.
You know, I have this large student loan payment that I was just kind of going through the motions, just paying on. But then when I actually looked into the account and saw how much interest, my student loan, no joke, grows $10 worth of interest a day. Mind you, my payment is only $300 a month. So I was literally only paying interest and no principal on my student time.
It's still going.
I'd literally be 58 by the time that I actually paid off my student loan. My kids would both be out of college by that time, and I'd still be paying on the student loan that I got prior to even having.
That's wild.
So I was like, no, I have to. So that was really my defining moment.
That's good.
So ever since then, it's just been saving and paying off that debt. And I pay off probably about $8,000 or $9,000 on it a year on principal. So I'm doing really good, because I still pay about $6,000 in interest a year.
I mean, yeah, but still, compared to 10, it's like
compared to 10,
a lot.
So that was the defining factor for me. Yeah.
Well, guys.
Yeah.
I hope that this was helpful to you.
I'll
put some tidbits in there. I know for sure, like I really still be, you know, have my little cheat sheet at the crib.
Yes.
So we hope they help you. If you
Yes.
have any questions, please leave comments below on the video.
Yes,
and we'll try to
please
bring
do.
you more information. And her channel will be coming soon. So.
Yes, it will. I'm inspired to start this. I think it's my next endeavor. Yes. How long does it take? So it depends. It depends on what type of repayment plan you do. Like, they have the income-driven repayment plan. They have the repayment as you earn. So they pretty much make you recertify each year. Most of them, if you wanted to take an aggressive stance, they usually do a 10-year, but there are some that are on 15 years, there are some that are on 20 years. And also, let me tell you something that I did find out. You can actually refinance your student loans if you have not consolidated them. I had already consolidated them, so I could not do anything because I was hoping to refinance in hopes that I could lower my interest. But that is something that I did find out. If you work in the public sector or if you work for nonprofits, look into those student loan forgiveness programs. There are a lot of student forgiveness programs that if you just make your regular minimum payments for like a 5 to 10 year basis, they'll forgive the rest of the amount. So really you would just be paying interest for 10 years, which, I mean, some people would say that's not a good thing, but if you knew it was going to take you more than 10 years to pay off your student loan, that's the way to go, especially if you're in that sector to where they can actually pay it off for you. So,
That's good.
yeah.
Good information, y'all.
Yeah.
And again, if you have more information, you have questions,
Yes.
leave them at the bottom. We'll do another one, or we'll do this again on her channel, and then we'll
Yes.
pick it back up. So
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.